welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to show you a small haul that I've got for my prepper pantry. So I've started my prepper pantry again, or emergency cupboard, or whatever you want to call it. I live rurally. I live nearly 1,500 feet up in the mountains, and things can get a bit hectic in the winter. We can get snow, we can get rain. I don't live near shops, and with the weather you don't necessarily want to go off shopping, and we have been stuck here for quite a while in the past. So I decided to restock my prepper pantry to have an emergency cupboard of things in case we can't get out, or just in case things happen, like if you've got unexpected bills and you can't afford so much groceries one month because your car's broken down, that sort of thing. It's always good to have a few things in reserve if you can. Now I'm building my pantry up quite slowly because I'm on a budget, so I'm just doing it a little bit at a time. So this is just a small shopping haul to show you some of the things I've got for emergencies. Now I went to Home Bargains a little while ago, last week was it? I did show that on my just normal shopping, and this is separate. This is a separate budget I have. I see what spare money I've got at the time and how much I can afford to spend on things that are extra, that are just going to one side for the emergencies, because it's not just about food. You've got to have other things as well. So I went to Home Bargains and I've got 2 bottles of bleach. These were 55p because I still need bleach. If I'm snowed in, I still might need to clean. I've been snowed in up here for 6 weeks before now, so yeah, you gotta be prepared. Then I got some hand soap. These were on a deal, 2 for £1.80, which made them 90p each. They're usually £1, so it was 10p each saving, so that's 20p. I used to be told to take care of the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves. So although it's only 20p, it's still 20p. So that was some hand soap. That's for my upstairs bathroom. I have themes, I know, because I've got some for my downstairs bathroom as well. This is a different colour. This was 59p each because they didn't have any of the big ones, but I thought, right, I'll just start getting a little bit of soap because I do like to make sure I've got things to wash my hands with. And if you're outside clearing snow away from things and stuff like that, you can get a bit grubby, so you need to wash your hands. Toothpaste, 79p, so need to clean my teeth. Then I got my husband's toothpaste. This is 2.49. He has to use a sensitive one, so that'll be in the cupboard. I bought some vapor rub, 99p. Always handy if you go down with a cold. Quite like, you put some in a bowl with hot water, lean over it with a towel over your head, breathe in the vapours. Quite good for shifting stuff off your chest and unblocking your nose. And it's quite nice to rub on your chest or stick on your handkerchief to smell. It used to be camphorated oil when I was a kid. Used to love the smell of that stuff. And we always had handkerchiefs when I was a kid. You didn't have tissues. Everyone had a large pocket handkerchief. And my mum would put camphorated oil on this handkerchief if you had a cold. And you'd be there going, sniffing it. It was lovely. And then I think they banned it. I can't remember when. Was it in the late 80s, early 90s? Somebody had drunk it or something. When you're not supposed to drink it, you're only supposed to use it as like an inhalant. Yeah, anyway, I think they got rid of it. But camphorated oil, don't know if anyone remembers that, absolutely gorgeous smell. So now we're on this vapor rub stuff. It's a bit like Vic, only a lot cheaper. And it doesn't smell so bad, but it's not as good as the old stuff. Soap, 89p for 2 bars of soap, simple soap. So there we go, got that. Toothbrushes. I don't know what it is about toothbrushes. I always like to have spares in the house. A lot of the time the kids will come down to see me and they forget a toothbrush. It seems to be a thing people do forget. So I always like to make sure I have a few in the cupboard. 1.89 for 4. I have used a few recently, so my toothbrush cupboard is looking slightly bare, so I'll pick those up. Jason's throat and chest lozenges, 79p. This is the dark coloured soothing menthol. This one's quite strong. Can almost burn your tongue, these, but they do clear your nose. I always like to have a little bit of a medicine cupboard going because, well, you can't get an appointment at the doctor's, but we can't get out to anywhere, so to the chemist or anything like that. So if you come down with the sniffles or whatever, it's good to have a few things handy in the cupboard. That being said, 39p, I got some ibuprofen in case my husband needs that. Then some more non-food items here, 79p each, 2 boxes of matches. We've got a wood burner, so we'll be lighting the wood burner. We have started lighting it actually. It's gone very chilly up here. So I've started lighting the wood burner already. We usually use this gas lighter thing, but gas has gone pretty pricey, and also if we run out of gas, can't get out to get any, or we can't have any delivered or whatever, matches, very handy. I've also got a rocket stove that we built a few years ago. So if the power goes down, which up here it sometimes does, when we've had violent storms and that, sometimes the poles come down and we can be out. We can light that, light the rocket stove, or make sure we can light the wood burner, so we can always put a kettle on that and stuff like that. We've got a little, oh, there is another thing of non-food. Hang on a second. Oh, I went to Farm Foods. And they had their big deal on with toilet rolls and kitchen rolls. And it was 6 items for £20. So I got the 6. 3 were for my normal shopping, which was in my shopping haul, and 3 were for my prepper pantry. So I got 2 of these 18 rolls of toilet rolls. One of my biggest fear is running out of toilet roll. We came very, very close one year. We were snowed in, 7 of us, because I have 5 kids, me and my husband. We were very short. I gave the children handkerchiefs and said, whatever you do, don't use toilet roll to blow your nose, have a handkerchief. They were absolutely astonished because it was such a new thing for them. When I was a kid, you didn't blow your nose on anything else, but there we are. So I live in fear. So I always get well stocked. So I've got 2 of these. I probably will get more, but I got 2 of those. Oh, and I got one of these, 4-pack of kitchen roll. You can live without kitchen roll. I have gone periods of time I just don't buy it. When I was a kid we didn't have it, we just used cloths, but my family really like it. It is quite handy, so I do buy it. So 4-pack of kitchen roll. These are quite big rolls. So I got the 2 toilet rolls and that would be like a tenner, because I got 6 for £20. So 3 was for my normal shopping, 3 was for this, so £10. Got a couple of food items to add. I was in Lidl doing my shopping and they had these packets of yeast, 69p for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little packets of yeast. I'm slowly stocking up on flour and things like that so I can make my own bread, but I haven't bought any flour for my prepper pantry yet. I've bought some for my normal just day to day, because I'm going to start making my own bread a bit, I think. Used to make it a lot years ago. Don't know how it's going to go with my fingers. So I'm looking into that, but I thought I'd just pick these up, put them in the cupboard. Always very, very handy. And also it's quite good for pizza dough. I make my own pizza dough. So I thought I'd just get an extra packet for my pantry. Right, so these were in the pound shop. Now I don't eat meat and I don't eat dairy. Good old Fray Bontos pies. Back in the day when I was a kid, we used to have these a lot. We didn't have a freezer, didn't have a microwave. My mum did all home cooking, but she did used to have a few things like this in case we got snowed in or it was raining or emergencies, this sort of thing. And the pastry on these is lovely. I mean, they're full of additives. They're not the best thing in the world, but for an emergency, they're not too bad. You know, there's worse stuff out there. And they keep really well because they're in a tin. And these haven't got any dairy or meat in them or eggs. So these are great. But they were around a lot a few years ago. Tried them, thought they're delicious. They're really nice. Then they seemed to disappear. Couldn't see them anywhere. Hadn't found them anywhere. And then happened to be in the pound shop. And there they were for £2. In the pound shop, which is a pretty good price for a pie. Seen all the other flavours in Home Bargains, in B&M, in Sainsbury's. They've got all the meat ones. Didn't see the vegetable one. So had them in the pound shop. So I did pick up, much to my daughter's embarrassment, I picked up 4. If I'd had the extra money, I would have got a couple more. I will be keeping an eye out, and if I see a couple more of these, I will get them because they are really nice, and these have got quite a long shelf life and they're good. Obviously I don't know how I'm going to cook them if I haven't got the oven, but I'll have different food for that. I'm planning food for if I've got electric and food for if I haven't got electric, but those are really good. What usually happens is if we haven't used the stuff by the spring, we then use our pantry up, and by then, because after Christmas everybody can be a bit skint, so we sort of try and ride it out as much as we can, and then we use all our prepper pantry stuff up in the spring when we think that the risk of the bad weather is gone, and then we restock so that we have stock rotation. And sometimes, as I say, if we're having a bad month and we've got extra bills, it's quite handy to pull things out of the emergency fund instead. And the other food thing I got is I saw these in, now where did I see these? Farm Foods. I can't find the receipt. I think they were either 40 or 50p, and it was just a tin of mushy peas. And I don't know why, I just thought, ooh, chip shop mushy peas, I'll pop those in my pantry. So I got one of those. So, and that was it. That was it for today. So that was my little prepper pantry or emergency cupboard haul. I will be doing videos shortly. I'm buying some equipment-y type stuff, just some basic cheaper equipment to have for emergencies, like for lighting and stuff, and stuff for getting into your tins, because none of these have a ring pull. If you'll see, there's no ring pull, and I find ring pulls very unreliable. Amount of times you pull a ring pull and it snaps off, and if you haven't got any electric, you can't use an electric tin opener. So I've got a tin opener on order and stuff because my old one broke. So I'll show you that when it comes, as well as a couple of other things as well. So join me for that in the future. I hope your prepping is going well. I hope you're getting ready for emergencies with the bad weather. We've already had a bit of a storm coming through. We did survive quite well, but sometimes, like in the past, we've had a bit of a storm. We live down single track roads. My daughter's had trouble getting to school years ago when she was on the minibus. They've brought them home because the road's blocked with a fallen tree, and they've had to either, and then the other way is flooded, or they've been late for school because they've had to then turn around and go a long way round and stuff, and people have had to go out with chainsaws and chainsaw tree trunks down that have fallen and blocked the road, because you can't go on the other side of the road because it's all single track little lanes. So, you know, it's you gotta sort of think of these things. So that's what we're doing. So yeah. And I don't know, it's quite fun. I quite like being prepared, and having a few things in the cupboard makes me feel like I'm ready for anything, and that if times get a bit hard, I know I've got stuff to fall back on. So yeah. So I hope you're squirreling away some lovely items in your prepper cupboard. Don't forget, we're going to have to add some treats as well. Or else we're all going to be really sad if we're stuck in the house, really bad weather, and there's no treats in the cupboard either. So I will be doing a sort of treat stock up as well, for emergencies, of course. So join me next time. And until next time, stay frugal.